Hello. Ugh, sorry about that. Ugh. Is it working? Oh no. Otto! Please let me know if it's working. Please. I don't have a Peko today, but we have a cute little scout. Peko is being catch it crazy. Video and audio is good. Yay! Thank you. Hi Fairy Dust. Hi San. Hi Lindsay. Hi on horseback. Hi guys. Scout is sleeping pretty soundly. I dropped something on the floor. That's what happens. Hey Nicole. I'm okay. How are you guys? I mean, from an emotional point of view, things are still really weird. And from a physical point of view, allergies are really bad today. Oh wow, they are kicking my butt. At least it's not a million degrees out like yesterday. Yesterday, like, what, May 22nd? And we hit 28 degrees Celsius. Which is not great for me. I don't do well with super warm weather, and yeah, that's definitely, like, I was hoping I would have a few more days of not quite 30 degrees. Stretching, always a good idea before drawing. How have you guys been? Did I ask? I'm asking now. Forgot to put my coaster. There you go. Hey Dan, hi. Oh man, Nicole, it's bad, isn't it? Like, good grief, that pesky tree pollen, it feels like having a cold 24/7. Like with a bunch of mucus and dry throat and all of that. And like in the midst of a pandemic of a respiratory infection, that's kind of really unfortunate. Do you guys ever get spring, or does it last like 2 days? It does last like 2 days. You know, technically, if you look at the calendar, they split the seasons in 3 months. Like, these 3 months are technically summer, and oops, cable in the way. What? Okay, sorry. So good. Yeah. So yeah, technically it's 3 months, 3 months, 3 months, 3 months, but for us it's more like 6-7 months of winter, a solid like 4 months of summer, and the rest is like either gross, like too hot and rainy, or, you know, we never really get that much days of actual in between. So I've been trying to paint in this one regularly. If you guys remember, these were during the live stream. Hey Susan, hey Phoebe, hey Amisha. So that was during a live stream. Those I did for fun. Swatches, we don't care. Then I did the vegan ramen. Then I painted these during last week's live stream. And I kept on doing a few studies. Then I did these. Those were reference from another drawing, but the rest was reference from photos and more trying to do stuff without line. Doesn't make a lot of sense, but then I have a couple of things here that I'm just gonna go through real fast because it's gonna be kind of a spoiler. And then I did a couple of style studies using kind of the same pomegranate, and that's where I'm at in this. Okay, so San says, I'm tired but feeling good. My work started up again, working in the library. Also, I very much noticed this week how hard biking has become in the months working from home. 20 kilometers a day. Oh, but that sounds like a really nice way to get back in shape, though. Having no other choice to take out the bike. Phoebe says we get like maybe 3 weeks of spring. Yeah. Hey Melissa, hi Lise. Oh no. So Susan says, I'm a bit late. I was sitting already, then saw a hare. Then my cat saw the hare. Then the hare saw the cat and run like the wind, with the cat on its tail. Of course his leash snapped and I had to retrieve him at the neighbor's, but he had his adventure. Yeah, he had his thrill for today. And yes, today we have a scout cam instead of a pico cam. She's kind of hard to see, but that's a kitty over there. Like here. Whoop, whoop. How is your crawl space kitty, Amisha? And yeah, we can all commiserate about allergies. Even Scout suffers from them. She's been having, sometimes like she meows and it's kind of gravelly. Because like us, it probably irritates her throat. So sometimes she meows and it's really like not her usual tone of meow. And I'm like, oh no, poor sweetie. Phoebe says, I had 4 bunnies chilling in my yard last night. One on the patio. Do you live in a kind of more rural neighborhood? What a weird word. Happened a couple of times last year, so I made sure the leash would snap on the strain. Yeah, better snapping than strangling. I hope the cat didn't get to the hare. I mean, the thrill of the chase is fine, but having to deal with the outcome is not super fun. I'm having a nut dalgona today. It's basically the same thing, but I didn't take the time to whip up the coffee and the sugar. So it's basically just like a latte. The lazy person's latte. Alright, so what do I have here? Is that... I think that's the cold press. I have pre-cut sheets of rough and cold press. But I put them in the same... But this is definitely the rough. Okay. Oh guys, I gotta show you something. Check out this tin. Check out how cute. It says Cioccolato Cacao Confetti. And it's from Caffarel. But it has a kitty, and it's like this super lovely shade of pink that I'm really loving. Like the more, the older I get, the less I feel restrained by colors. And you know, when I was younger, I was like, I'm not gonna buy pink stuff, bear. Now I'm like, nah, do I like it? Is it whatever color? Fine, I'm gonna get it. Who cares? I'm the only one that's wearing it. So Lindsay says, mine goes out on leash too. She's not been out yet. She will be yawling soon. But currently, she's curled in my clean laundry. Does she smell like clean laundry afterwards? That's my favorite part of it. So Susan says that they have young hares do the same at the front of their house and the neighbors because it's safe. Amisha says, I heard the crawl space kitty Thursday, so I'm guessing she's okay. The leftover chicken I left for her yesterday was gone, but I can't guarantee she was the one that ate it. Yeah, there's always raccoons around. Hey, Marchat, hi. Phoebe says, I live in the high desert, but not rural. Our backyard is right up against the gully where they live. We also get a bunch of quails. Oh, that's really cool. So Susan says that the cat didn't catch the hare. So she says, no, he didn't, not fast enough. Good for the hare. Lattes are really good. Hey, Mikey. To be honest, if that is a healthy hare, the cat doesn't catch up, and if it did, chances would be that the cat got a healthy beating. Yeah, Elise is our bunny expert. Susan says, I live in rural Ireland, so loads of farmland. Oh, that sounds great. I bet you have awesome weather in the summer. Oh my gosh. You don't have a city to warm up everything. Melissa says, whenever we give our cats some treats, one of them goes upstairs when he finishes and cries mournfully. He always does this, and I have no idea why. Maybe he's trying to reach to Ceiling Cat and be like, Ceiling Cat, tell them to give me some more. I'm all done. I know, right? Like, this is a keeper. Like, I would buy this too just for the tin. I bought my fair share of things that I bought for the tin, and I was like, oh, it has stuff in it. Okay. Sure. All right. I love the tin. Thank you so much. It's a gift from Otto, so it's extra special that way. Phoebe says, I'm so glad my dachshund... I hope... I probably don't say that right, but... yeah. I'm so glad my dachshund aren't really in it for the chase, or there'd be some fights mangling. Ooh. Susan says, last adventure of the cat was with some sheep. They keep the grass short in the chicken enclosure / paddock, and he went over the fence. Now he's afraid of sheep. I can see that. Hey, Alex, hi. Although he looks like a little lamb in coloring. What does that mean? Is that like a color point? So Mikey says, I used to do the same thing with colors that were too girly, now I just don't care. Exactly. There comes a point where something is awesome enough that you don't really care what color it is. Ever seen Ireland from the sky? No wonder they're always nuts. Oh no! Well, I mean, I don't mean necessarily in terms of sunny days. I mean in terms of not boiling, not melting. Like, I'm fine with rain. I don't have any real issue with rain. If you know you live somewhere that has rain, I would get like a couple of boots, like spare, what's the, wellies? A couple of spare pairs of wellies and a good raincoat and a good, like, rain hat. And it wouldn't stop me. It's the heat that I cannot deal with. Lindsay says she doesn't usually smell like laundry. We use unscented cleaners. Oh. Yeah, I think we use, like, the one we have as a really, really faint scent of something like clean cotton, you know, that kind of a thing, so the cats sometimes smell like it, and it's quite pleasant. And Misha says, I have seen groundhogs, squirrels, bunnies, a possum, and a raccoon in my yard so far, and I live in town. Oh, yikes. Can you imagine? People who live in the more rural areas that probably have coyotes and badgers and I don't know what. Dachshund and Dachshund are both okay. Okay. Sausage dogs. Yeah, but if it's rain and it's not warm, again, I'm fine. If it's rain with like heat, that's the worst. That's when it becomes a sauna. So Susan says, yes, he's a seal point with a bit of lynx markings on his head. Oh wow. When a ragdoll, so loads of fur. Oh wow. That sounds like a sweetheart. Oh no, Elise, I hope you feel better soon. Yikes, painkillers, that's not good. Oh, we have coyotes and deer too. Yeah, wildlife has been having that's why I'd stop using this one. I need to put some new lids in there. Nope. 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 Right. Oh no, Nicole! I'm so sorry. Nicole says I was in such a good mood and work just ruined it. I shouldn't have picked up the phone. Oh no. Oh yikes. Hey Josephina, hi. Just a stubborn headache. Ugh. Blech. No heat here. No higher temperature than 24. Okay, so that's definitely where I should be living. Like, in Edinburgh and Ireland, like that over there. That's definitely more my type of weather. Oh my gosh, no higher temperature than 24 degrees Celsius. We had some really nice weather for 5 weeks. Like 19 degrees to 21, and that was really, really rare. Everyone was talking about it. Oh man. Oh, that sounds super good. Be right back, dinner. Ooh. You'll have to tell us what you're having for dinner, Otto. It's raining here, but it's also bright out with occasional sun, perfect rainbow. Oh, that's cool. Oh no, Nicole, I'm so sorry. Yikes. Oh man, I swear. Dan says I had pie for dinner. That's an excellent dinner. That's a grown-up's dinner, definitely. Because as a kid, your parents would never let you eat pie for dinner. As a grown-up, you can do whatever you want. Susan says, oh, I hate those. I used to have them, I think referring to headaches, a lot, and then they found out that one of my vertebrae in my neck was like out of line, and when they set that right, no more headaches. So I was wondering, how did they set the vertebrae? Scotland would be best. Yeah, Scotland sounds awesome. So today I thought I would try and transform some of these doodles into little paintings of Animal Crossing stuff, and I thought I might eventually make them into stickers. People seem to be quite interested in stickers these days, and personally I find them, even if I really like enamel pins, I have a harder time justifying the purchase of an enamel pin because they're not exactly like you put them on your clothes and then you lose them and then you're sad. So I really don't know about that, but stickers, I really get a lot of use out of stickers, like my sketchbooks, on palettes, on everything. So I felt like maybe stickers could be something fun to work on. Oh, Nicole, let's start drawing indeed. Oh my gosh, and Misha, that sounds like a nightmare. Misha says, warning to fellow artists, trying to get the geometry right on a medieval round window will break your brain. Just thinking about it melts my brain. Oh, they fixed it with the pull on your head, like really hard. It was a bit painful and I was so nauseous afterwards, but after a day I could already feel a difference. I don't know, I'm really squeamish of being adjusted. I saw too many horror stories on on YouTube. Like the guy that has the table where he basically attaches something around his client's neck and pulls really hard and it goes snap and the person like really jerks violently and I'm like, no, ow, ow. I can feel my spine aching just from looking at it. It's not a good look. Have you guys been drawing anything in the past week or right now? That's a good question. I'm curious to know. Oh, wow. I feel like this pencil really stains the paper. Yeah. Oh, that's not a cute look. Oh well. I guess we'll see. Around here they put vanilla ice cream on apple pie, but I don't like vanilla ice cream. I was never able to do the pie, well, not necessarily pie, but you know, sometimes they serve any kind of cake a la mode with ice cream, and I was never able to stomach it. I don't know why, like, I don't like the difference in temperature that you get from a single bite. Like, you bite into something and it's like, you have a part that's icy and you have a part that's warm, and I'm like, no thank you. And also I would hate how the ice cream would melt and make a mess. Like, nope. Hey, Tsukaboo, hi. Susan says, yes, it was something like that, but I went to a physiotherapist I had known for years, so I did trust. Okay, well, I would possibly trust a physiotherapist more. I know there are good chiropractors out there. I know of people who see good ones, but there are also like nightmarish ones. And I think that the main issue I have with chiropractors is that they're not actual doctors, I think. And most quacks that I've seen were chiropractors, so that doesn't really help with the, the perception of it, you know. I'm gonna offend every chiropractor in the chat, I'm sorry. Though I would be kind of surprised if there were any, to be honest. Lindsay says, I've been trying to learn to draw paint, so working more on technique than actual pictures. Yeah, a lot of practice to be done to get somewhere. Of course. Hey, welcome back, Otto. I have not done any art this week as we go. Oh yeah, oh my gosh, Otto. I keep meaning to make a list of like 2020, like the good stuff, the bad stuff. Because not even halfway through the year and I'm terrified for the second half of it. I can't. Yeah, chiropractors scare me too. Not all of them, but the run-of-the-mill chiropractor, you know what I mean? Like, I've been to a physiotherapist as well. Like, I would rather go personally to a physiotherapist because I have access to them quite nearby, and what I really like of them is that they don't necessarily only consider the bone structure in terms of alignment. Like, they also will look at the way your muscles pull on things, and it feels kind of a more complete approach. And if I had to look for a chiropractor, I wouldn't know where to start, so I would probably not do it. Atha says, I totally get you with the whole temperature difference on a hot desert plus ice cream. I'm the same. Ah! I5. Clunk. Being fair to my landlady. You shouldn't be fair to her. She's really pulling a nasty one. Hey, Lena. Hi. I think Otto has nailed it. That's why I go to a chiropractor who's also a neuroscientist. Yeah. There are a few exceptions. Like I know of a few people who are really good at adjusting people. My mom used to go to a lady. Okay, they said that she had a gift. I'm not exactly on board with the people have gifts thing, but the person she would go see was someone who would adjust you. Like, the person really had a sense and an eye to be able to look at you and say, oh, you have this that's out of alignment. So I don't exactly know where it stands in terms of official name for it, but they would usually get good results with that person. The only thing that bothered me really about it is that you get it fixed, but then you have to go again, and I'm like, well, is it really fixing the issue? Like, say if something is out of alignment because of muscles or whatever, like, how do you, like, I feel like there should be a way to perhaps work towards fixing it more permanently than having to go back to get readjusted all the time. But I don't really know. Poor Otto. Nicole says, I'll beat up your landlady if you beat up my boss. And this is, Otto says, no, get this. The reason why we're getting kicked out of the apartment is the landlady's dad, who is 75, wants to do some mountain climbing. Bagging a Monroe? What? And she wants to give him and then give him an Edinburgh base. He's not even moving in full time. Are you for real? What the heck? What? Tsukawa says, I have a friend who is a legitimate doctor chiropractor. Well, did he get his PhD first and then decided to really specialize in chiropractic, whatever. It's just, I don't know, I'm just really squeamish about having someone like pull and push on my bones, you know. There's something visceral in there that, I think the lead I put in there is really not a good fit for watercolor paper. It's making a mess. Perhaps a different, well, this eraser is a bit better, but I guess we'll see. If you want a good tip for placing an arm, sometimes it's like it's easier to, let's say you draw a character and he's like no, please, no, not this. So you have the two hands here that are like no, and you have the body here, and you know where the shoulders are. A good tip to figure out how to draw the arm is you connect the hand to the shoulder like this, and then you put a perpendicular line over there, and then you know that the elbow is going to be on this line. So you just try to put the proper proportion for the arm in there, and you can easily figure out where the arms are. Well, that's just a quick tip. Oh, Otto says that in the same email their rent was raised. Are you for real? Just realized that I'm halfway through my very first sketchbook. Congrats, Misha. That's awesome. Yay! There's been with the current situation and the fact that a lot of people can't afford to pay rent, I think it's finally shedding a bit of light on how kind of silly the whole concept of landlords is, in a way. It's quite medieval, literally. Yes, for real, it was an angry day. Oh my gosh. Dude, that's... Susan, I mean, the fact that you say that the last crisis made that you had to move, it's like, can we sort of catch a break on the crises, please? Yep. Let's use a different pencil, see how that goes. Probably gonna be a bit more difficult for you guys to see, but I really do hope it's gonna erase better. Hey Malvina, hi. Oh. Sorry. Oh jeez, what, 2 international moves too? Ugh. Hey Rowdy. Oh wow, Scott has flopped and I didn't even see it. She flipped around and I didn't even see it. I don't know if you guys saw it because she's quite hard to see. Oh vraiment? Oh ouais. Oh ouais. Tu penses ça toi? Une minute. Oh ouais. Oh, wow. I'm reading the chat and it's really interesting to see everyone's story about the living situation. Yeah, I know, it's a whole like stream of issues about mortgages and taxes and all of that, but it's just quite feudal to have someone buy the land first and then rent it. I don't know if you can sort of see what I mean, like it's... Yeah, we have the, what did we call it? Otto's posse. Hey, Barbara, hi. I'm pretty sure that they probably say that in a really weird way that no one would figure out unless they knew. Hey, Stevie. Sometimes my brain just doesn't switch to English properly. We need a posse for real, I know. I want a jacket like the pink ladies in... I want one too! It has to have a cat on it. Jackets and sunglasses, yes. And sunscreen for the most HDR of us. Yeah, I don't remember what it was. It was Otto's something posse. Yes, to the jacket. Oh yeah, the jacket needs to be, well, magenta or opera pink? Both. We kind of need both on there. With maybe yellow and cyan cuffs. Yes, definitely. So opera pink and magenta with yellow and cyan accents. It's lovely. What? Barbara? What? Oh, Nicole, you can do a mock-up. What do we want the back to say? If we could remember the full name of the posse. I really can't remember. That's annoying me. Oh, I thought it was just Otto's protection posse. Oh wait, I think it was something like that. I think you're right. You have to pay a monthly fee for having a cat. What? Otto's Protection League. I'm pretty sure it had Posse in the name, but then again, I don't really remember. Alex will find it. Elise says we can take a note from Hells Angels. No, officer, surely we are not a gang. We are Watercolor Pigment Appreciation Club. Posse is cooler. Posse reminds me of opossums. Anyway, the one that like to eat ticks. So I think it's extra awesome for that. We beat people with our big paintbrush. You know the brush size 30 that we never know quite what to use for? It's for beating up people. Oh no, my eyes are getting all allergy itchy. Why? I'm really fortunate we have a really nice landlord. Oh, thank you so much, Stevie. Yeah, I don't know how it will turn out. I kind of want to make stickers because, like I said, I love stickers. I use stickers for everything. But I feel like I might have to scan them digitally and kind of rework them. Like, see, I just did a big boo-boo. So, like, to fix things a bit. And I figured it might make for some cute small paintings to put up for sale too. Though I'm not quite sure how how legal it is to want to sell these. Like, is it considered like fan art? So kind of.
I'm so sorry, Barbara. That sounds pretty awful.
Honestly, it does sound really awful. I hope you can, if it's possible, I hope you feel better soon. That sounds awful.
Well, yeah, I can do the old man sounds. What? Hey?
I do them in real life as well. Like sometimes I'm out with Mr. E and I will do the speak like an old person, with the old man voice. Sometimes he's a bit discouraged. He knew what he was signing up for. Hey, Paulo, hi. Timnique instead of Dominic. That's so silly. That's like fully in the mood of those silly bootlegs you can find occasionally at the dollar store. Transmorphers, not quite Transformers, but you know, close enough. Okay, so if everyone agrees to make it the 2021, maybe the 2020 curse will end. Oh my gosh. I would love that.
Everyone can be in the posse.
"2020, the year that keeps on giving you punches in the face." I swear. Wow, that's derpy. That is so wrong. I'm so gonna have to scan that in and fix it. Oh my gosh, what happened? I'm so sorry, Timmy or Tommy or whatever one you are. Sorry. I'm not gonna be able to finish inking that because every time I look at it, I crack up. I mean, what the fuck? Ouch. I'm glad you like my laughter. That's not something I would have expected. Like, liking the voice was surprising enough. Oh my god, this is so bad. That's what you get for being a trash raccoon. know, I feel like this one is just like not exactly. It's kind of floaty a bit, you know. Oh my. Oh, speaking of silly things in Animal Crossing, I got the hot dog hat today, and it cracked me up so bad. It's so absurd. It's really like a sausage hat. Hold on, I'll do a quick doodle because that was really funny. But this is your character's face, like whatever, and basically the hat is like this, and then you have the little like sausage bit at the top, and that's the hat. That's the sausage hat that you can find in the game. And I had to buy it because I was like, what, why? Oh, I'm glad. Make them all drunk. He looks a little bit high. Oh my gosh. The trash panda found the edibles. You know the leaf. We don't know where it's from, right? Dun, dun, dun. Okay. Let's try to finish inking this. Did you check your drugstores, local drugstores at Sakabu? Like when it was completely out of Nintendo Switches on like Amazon and like Best Buy and whatnot, they occasionally have them in Shoppers Drug Mart. Over here they're called Pharmaprix, and they tend to have a couple of games, a couple of gaming consoles, and they had a few Switches. It was the light one, mind you, but I mean, it's still pretty cool. Hey, Lab Accident, hi. Barbara says, I found a drawing of a forest of magical creatures I did when I was little the other day. It was hilarious. There was a unicorn family drinking from a pond, and I'd written, "My name is Barbara and I love unicorns" on it. I'm fairly sure I have something similar that says like, "Hello, my name is Ev and I like cats." I'm sure I have one of these. Okay, let's see if I can make the other twin as weirdly looking as the first one. Am I gonna mess up the eye again? Who knows? Oh, I think it's not gonna be nice, guys. I already messed up the mask. Look, it's all wonky. Okay. Oh no. What's happening? I can't draw today. Yeah, no, that's bad. It's definitely bad. And I'm not doing it on purpose. I'm just completely out of it, I guess. Yeah, that's not great. Oh, it's a migraine. Yikes. Oh no, Lindsay. Oh yeah, Stevie. I hope I'm gonna apologize every time, but I keep saying your name like in French, Stevie. Yes, there is a Discord channel for Animal Crossing. Oh, it's so positive to read all the joy moments in there. It's a kid that's really unhappy outside. I think one of my joy moments this week was when I finally got the parcel that Otto had sent me with really, really gorgeous handmade masks in there and the cat tin that I showed earlier. And also I went to my PO box and there was a really thoughtful postcard from Lana in there with a beautiful cat painting on it. That was great too. Well, I'm glad you don't take any offense from it, Stevie. There's a couple of things that my brain really struggles harder to figure out in French. They're so derpy, oh my gosh. Oh well. Oh my gosh, that kid, seriously. Oh yeah. But those are like two separate sketches. I put them on the same sheet, but I would make them separate because yeah, it would be after the bag of bells too. And I totally get it. At least we had issues with the cats when we got them first. It was kind of difficult to figure out the proper food to give them, and yeah, we were also like really happy when things finally settled down properly, digestively. Oh, but they really are praying to the bells. They're like, oh, bells, the best thing in the world. And meanwhile, the player is like, ah, the stupid bells and turnips and whatnot. I will make them into stickers. I will scan them and rework them and make them into stickers. But I thought I would try and make them into little originals first. Because I think that's fun and that can be like that's a bit more like I really love drawing on paper, like the physical act of doing something, and doing it directly digitally doesn't have the same kind of feel. So I kind of love to paint a thing, then scan it, and then I can use that as a base. Like I did the part that I really like first. I don't know if they will hate me, Paulo. That was one of my questions earlier, like, because I've seen quite a few things, like quite a few merch, like Animal Crossing related things on Etsy, and people seem to be selling them, but I don't really know where. I don't really know how Nintendo reacts to that. I haven't really researched it yet, but I need to. Do I really want to tackle that one? It's gonna be a bit more difficult, but... What I like of sketching on paper is that you see the whole thing really easily. Well, digitally, it's so easy to like zoom in a lot and you kind of lose sight of the whole picture. They're very protective of their IP. I know, but I just don't quite know. I really don't know. I will have to do a bit more search on Etsy, like just to see what kind of merch, if they have any that's related to Nintendo. Like, do they sell Mario stuff? Do people still sell Mario stuff on there? If it's kind of too touchy to really draw the characters from the game, I might try to do something that's a bit more difficult to put a claim on, like, you know, if you do a bunch of stickers that are like the fruits and the stump, the tree stump, and the tools, like they can't really, like, they could say, that's very similar to what's in our game, but if it's not branded as such, I don't think it might. Anyway, that's kind of the next step I need to figure out, but I really wanted to doodle some Animal Crossing things because it's quite a nice change of pace, to be honest. It's not humans and it's a bunch of animals and it's cartoony, and I think something that really ends up working for me is the fact that they're not all super awesome. Some of the design are really not cute and it's kind of freeing. It's like if I draw something that's bad, well, it's not the end of the world, you know. Like, they put a bunch of things that are quite bad in there, so if they can do it, well, I guess I can get away with it too, if that makes sense. If you guys know what I mean. But I would love to still be able to produce stickers because, I mean, you've seen my sketchbooks, right? I have stickers like everywhere. I have a pile of sketchbooks next to me and it's like just non-stop stickers. Everything has stickers except for this one because this one is not yet broken in really. Yeah. So stickers and then stickers and oops, more stickers and sorry, stickers and stickers, more stickers, even more stickers. So yeah, you get the gist of it. I put stickers on my palettes, I put stickers in my planner, like, give me all the stickers. This one cracks me up so bad. Like, this is definitely not official stuff. This is from Redbubble, and people on Redbubble, they don't really care as much, so it's a good place to get a bunch of really silly stickers. my visual language. I guess it is. In trademark law, as let's start over. Nicole says, in trademark law, as long as you're not selling it as Nintendo Animal Crossing merch, it's okay. It can be similar, but your style isn't the exact artwork, so I don't see why you can't sell your art. That's kind of what I kind of figure out. It's not the official art of the thing. It's like my own scribbles. Larger than life jelly bean dog. Oh my gosh, that's hilarious. Sorry. There you go. Oh, you found the live chat where we begin to discuss the posse. What? This is your kitty sounds like a really peculiar one. No, these are not NOLEDs. They are... I need to grab them too. I can't find the one that I used. I usually try to get the rainbow pack, but this is like the only lavender and the only pink one. But it's those Uni Nanodia color, and there's a bunch of them. There's like orange, red, green, blue, pink, lavender. Maybe there's two blue, like one lighter blue, one darker blue. breaks a lot though. Not quite getting the same. Sorry about the shaky table. Oh, they're great pencil lead, aren't they? Do you use them too, Otto? Yeah, I get those because they're 0.5 and the Color Eno are 0.7 and it's kind of too big for me. And I also have a bunch of mint colored leads that I quite like. They're still made by Uni, but there's only one color I think for these, and they were out of production or out of stock for a while, so I have a stash of these. Favorite color to sketch with? I kind of like a lot of them. I think my least favorite one is possibly green, but I kind of like red, orange, pink, lavender, and light blue. What? What? What the F, Nicole? What? Is, isn't that illegal? Oh, you use them too! Yay! I love them. I love the colors. No, you don't. You need specific pens for 0.5 and 0.7 lids, as far as I know. I get those from Jet Pens. Personally, in the States and Canada, Jet Pens is really easy to get them. I don't know about in Europe. Amisha says, I think it's becoming clear that Nicole's boss is moving from jerk into something not safe for work. It's really bothering me that my stupid sheet is lifting here. I know for sure that Jet Pens has them. I just don't know how the shipping is. Like, it's really nice if you're in the US, but if you're not, even for me in Canada, it's kind of... I have to watch when I get something from them because it's not always a good deal. It is definitely rude. Sorry. To offer a raise of $1 to people who risk their life going into work when it's technically not the best of idea, honestly. Yeah, sure, I could have gone for an easier sketch than that, but I guess I hate myself. Oh, getting closer, Alex. Good. You guys forgot the 2mm LEDs. There's 0.3, 0.5, 0.7, 0.9, and 2. And I think if you are looking into ink pen, there's a bunch of other size. This one is a 0.35 from Rapidograph. We are slacking on the like button. I think this channel is like 5 subscribers away from reaching 200, which is rather good. Can I ask what you store in those cute little tins on the top right corner? Nothing for now. They're empty. This one had Earl Grey tea in it. And it's not quite old as this one which had jasmine tea. Rare flowery jasmine tea from John Wagner and Sons, Ivyland, PA. So is that Pennsylvania? Tea and spice merchants since 1847, John Wagner and Sons, since the days of the clipper ships. Yeah, this one is, I don't know where it's from. I think it maybe was my mother's and like she gave it to me at some point. I don't know where I found it, but
It is quite vintagey. 4 subs away.
those are really cute tins for teas, but you get like, oh no, this one is dented. Oh, that's new. Oh, it was Lady Grey tea. I'm sorry. I also have those with really cute Peter Rabbit on it that Otto sent me quite some time ago. But yeah, you get what? You get 5 cups of tea at most from a tin like this, so it's always kind of a bummer. PA is Pennsylvania. Pennsylvania. Anyway. Pennsylvania is one of the states that has the Wawa stores, right? Lee says my headache is starting to lift so I can finally eat. Oh, great! Yeah, what are you going to eat? trying to draw a hammock. It's hard to draw. It's freaking a hammock, and I don't have the preference for the ones in the game handy, but they're kind of on a frame. Yeah, you sent me, it was a super cute selection of 3 teas in Peter Rabbit tins of this size. Oh, I have so much loose tea as well. And it's kind of weird because I have a lot of tea, but I always feel like I'm running out of the ones I prefer, so I feel like I'm like, am I gonna have to buy some more? And it's like, no, you don't. You absolutely do not need to buy some more tea. I'm like, yeah, but I'm running out of... How's Mochi settling in? Oh, quite good. He has a bunch of buddies in there. I have, with Mochi, I have 2 cat plushies that my dad gave me, and a small otter that is being also the comfort otter right now because my mom would often think of herself as an otter. So Mr. E, who is an otter aficionado, lent me one of his otter plushies, so he hangs out with the cats and Mochi. Wawa, I think it's like a gas station / grocery store, but like for quick stuff. Like halfway between convenience store a bit. Like an American Combini, so not cool, not great, but Combinis are awesome. What flavor tea? With what? Ooh, wow, sounds great, Lise. That sounds delicious. I have a bunch of tea filters. Wawa has the best coffee and subs. Oh, good to know. Like, I've heard a lot of things about Wawas, but never really good things. So it's nice to have some positive elements to that. Incidentally, Wawa is also the sound that Linus makes. Yeah, I know subs are sandwiches because that's what we call them here too. Like at Subways. Like it's for a submarine. In French we call them sous-marin, which is literally submarine. And it's that long sandwich. So, yeah. But yeah, I always run out of like black tea that's either Earl Grey, chai, or one of the Russian teas that Kuzmi has. Oh no. Melissa, I'm really sorry to hear that. Melissa says, I think I'm missing something with the chamomile tea. I tried some and it tastes like straw or hay steeped in water. Did you get one that has the... Is it just... First of all, is it plain chamomile does it have flowers in it? I'm kind of difficult when it comes to chamomile tea, but the bulk one that has the full flowers in it is usually quite tasty. I love chamomile. It smells so good. Like whenever there's a place that a lot of wild chamomile grow, it smells like it and it smells so good. Oh no, Dan. Dan says, I think Pecco's tea shop has discontinued your favorite tea. It's always what happens, right? You find something you really like, and eventually they oh, we stopped producing it. Like, why? No. Yay, sub is the correct term. It's never a hoogie. Hoogie sounds like something you spit out after clearing your throat for like 20 minutes. Caramel rooibos tea. Yeah, it could be because of COVID. That's a very fair point. I have a bunch of doodles that I did that don't have any continuity together, but it's really funny to draw them next to one another on paper because it kind of tells a story that makes no sense. A hoagie. Well, that's fairly similar, isn't it? Plain chamomile in bags. It looks like it has tiny petals. Maybe I should look for some bulk loose chamomile. Yeah, it's a bit hit or miss. The one that I cannot do usually, it's rooibos. To me, most rooibos tastes like pencil shavings. Like what pencil shavings smell like, that wooden smell, that's what rooibos tastes to me. Except for the chai rooibos that Otto can find. But I got one type of caramel rooibos, and it would taste just like only like pencil shavings, and I was like, you know what? Nope. I think I ended up like getting rid of it. I try not to get rid of stuff just because it's kind of wasteful, but dude, that tasted horrible. No, I like rooibos. I like the one you sent me, Otto. It's the other ones I've tried that I didn't like. Because I think the balance is like off. They put way too much rooibos in them. While I feel like the chai one is a bit more balanced. The chai one is delicious. I usually leave my bag in the in the mug and I refill it with hot water a couple of times. I got the really good bulk chamomile tea from nuts.com. I got a big bag of bulk mint and a big bag of bulk chamomile from them, and it's like $5 per pound of tea or something like equally ridiculous, and it's quite good. So we've been going through that, and I'm almost done with the chamomile bag. But yeah, it tastes what, you know, when you smell chamomile outside, what it smells like. Like it tastes like the flowers. It doesn't taste like weird. But yeah, I've had terrible luck with rooibos. There's a local, well, it's not local anymore. It's worldwide. But David's Tea started in Canada, in Quebec, I think. And when they initially had a few shops around, at some point they had a rooibos tea that was tiramisu, and it would taste exactly like tiramisu, which was really weird. But they discontinued it, and since then I've never really found the rooibos that I like. It's like you get it's vanilla rooibos, and I'm like, fine, put some vanilla in there, and it barely has any vanilla, and you're like, why do you even call that the vanilla rooibos? I mean, ugh. Hey, welcome back, Paulo. Hey, Okuni, hi. Yeah, we've talked about the how genes affect how certain things taste. So that's pretty interesting. I think hibiscus is one of those things that there's a big genetic component to whether or not you taste the bitterness of it, which consequently makes it so you like it or not. I feel like some people don't taste the bitterness of hibiscus so they can enjoy the tea, but I can taste the I can taste it, and it's really not my favorite. Why does it make you sad, Phoebe? Phoebe says, makes me sad that some things I don't like are just genetic differences. I don't know, I felt kind of a relief when I realized that that could be the thing. Because, in a way, it's like, it's not because I'm being a fussy eater that I don't like tomatoes. It's just because maybe I'm missing something that would let me enjoy the taste of tomatoes. So I only taste something that people who enjoy it don't taste. So that sort of makes sense and makes me feel better in a way, because I'm like, oh, so it's not me being too difficult about it, if that makes sense. Oh, Stevie, you must have access to the most delicious rooibos tea. It's gotta be quite interesting to have it fresh. Oh, really? Wow, Okuni, that's so cool. Something that I find super fascinating. You know how some people like cilantro and some people think it tastes like soap, and you have this similar thing that goes on with bell peppers. And I find it super fascinating. It does taste like soap. It doesn't. I don't taste it, so. Oh, Alex, did you find the name of the posse? Honeybush, I think, is quite delicious. You have the bad taste cilantro gene. It doesn't taste like soap, but I still don't like it. Aww. Oh, that's really cool. Okuni, that's really, really cool. See, me, the one that I can do, it's raw tomatoes. Tomatoes, like even the smell of them in the grocery store, I struggle with it. Not too long ago, they messed up our food order from the place that delivers, and we ended up with a bunch of they call them grape tomatoes. It's like some sort of weird cherry tomatoes. And neither me nor Mr. E, neither of us likes raw tomatoes. So I was like, well, no biggie, I'm just gonna cook them into a sauce, But even the step of cooking them was difficult. Like the smell they had before they were cooked through was really upsetting. Mikael says the only things I truly hate are cucumbers, watermelon, and cilantro. Well, funnily enough, cucumbers and watermelon have kind of an overlap in taste, so that's interesting. I think I overshot it. I just pulled the suspected livestream on computer rather than phone for better search function. Ooh! Yeah, I know. I don't know what it is, but the tomato smell really bothers me. Once they're cooked, though, it's fine. So it's got to be some sort of compound and raw tomatoes that bothers me. Struggle with cucumber watermelon smell. It makes me dry heave. Oh, whoa, what? That's not practical. Oh, I can hear the pigeons in the trees. Roo, roo, roo. Because yeah, we get pigeons. I have no idea where they're from. I'm used to seeing pigeons in like downtown, like in a really like urban setting, not in suburbia. Oh yeah, I've been near tomato plants. My mom used to grow some in the summer, and like everybody I know has grown tomato plants. So I've been near the plant, and it has a very weird smell too. Well, it has a smell. Weird is my interpretation of it, but oh wow. I wouldn't have expected so many people to have issues with cucumbers. That's weird. Wow, fresh strawberries. Tea Pigs is a tea company. Oh, that. I'm glad you're back, Mikey. Lab Accident says, I don't mind the cucumber smell actually. I just can't eat or touch them. And I work at the sushi restaurant. Ooh. I have my own box of gloves in the kitchen. Yeah, that's unfortunate. And you have a customer who's also allergic. Oh wow, well that customer is lucky in a way because I mean for sure you will care about their allergy. It's not gonna be the thing that gets forgotten. Sometimes you ask something specific about a restaurant order and they just ignore you. That's always a bit of a bummer. I like pickled eggs. Ooh. Oh, that sounds like a surefire recipe for really stinky farts. Sorry. Pickled eggs and pickled onions, you're not in for a fun time. Apple? What? Whoa, apple in sushi? That sounds interesting. Oh, no, rice pudding is a big no-no for me too. Dude, anything that's like milky and lumpy is a big no-no. Totally messed up again, but that's fine. I'm basically sketching with my my ink. So yeah, there's gonna be mistakes. Oh man, I don't do... Even tapioca is also touchy. You know, people do overnight oats, and I'm always like... not quite convinced. It's basically muesli that has soaked up all the the liquid, right? Peanut butter, cucumbers, pears, bananas, and asparagus. Oh, really? Man, I'm surprised to see cucumber comes up so much. That's weird. Well, weird, it's not bad, it's just unexpected. Nope. Nope, I'm out. I'm out. Ah! Oh, that sounds awesome, Marchat. Marchat says, I just got an electric eraser with a bajillion refills. I thought it was battery operated, but it turns out you charge it with USB like you do your phone. I guess it will save me buying batteries. That's really cool.
What am I gonna do when I'm gonna be old and they're gonna serve me rice pudding all the time? I'm gonna make art with it. That's what I'm gonna do. Pretty sure they will stop serving it to me if I keep making paintings on the walls. Which, wow, I'm really drawing derpy shit today. Pardon my French. Yeah, oh my gosh, that's so bad. Oh, I tried. Yes, that's today's keywords, I think. Oh my gosh. Someone needs to take out the Linkin Park. I had burst of blood. What? That sounds so painful. How? Aw, dude. When you're old, you can just spill it on the floor. That's probably what I will do. And the poor, the poor nurses working at the at the center for old person will be like, oh no, not again. Like, I feel sorry for them, but oh, Yeah, my dad cut his hand. My dad had quite a few painful sounding hand injuries. He cut his hand fingers in the sliding door of a van. You know, the family van. And squished. At some point, I don't know why, but he was cutting plywood with like a big X-Acto blade. You know what I mean? And he kind of, I think he kind of went like he just went over his hand and opened this part and bled all over. And not too long ago, that was a really weird one, but his hand got squished between a sheet of plywood and something else. And it squished a bit, but not that bad. But there must have been something in the plywood that entered his skin, because his hand got infected. And he had to... they basically put... I think it's called a butterfly. You know, the thingy you have that you can easily plug things in. Anyway, he had to care for his hand himself for a bit, because it was easier. But I was like, what the... You know, the squishing the fingers on the door I can get. The cutting open your hand I can get. But the weird plywood injury that infected? I'm like, what? 2 years or 82 years, nasty food goes on the floor. Oh man, definitely. What's everyone's favorite Jello flavor? Strawberries. Strawberries. I like. Oh, peach. Peach and strawberry. Yum, 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 yum. I can win the weird family injury story contest. Go ahead. I'm curious now. I had a really stupid mini injury yesterday or the day before. Because, you know, they tell you to never use an X-Acto blade or open a box towards you, like to go the other way, towards the exterior. And I was like opening and flattening a bunch of boxes. And at some point I got like, oh, I'm doing this towards me. I should do the thing where I like do it out towards the outside. And just as I did that, I kind of lost control of the blade and cut open my finger a bit. So I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna do what I've been doing for 30-something years and not injure myself. My dad had a nail going through his finger. Nail going through his fingernails when catching a pallet. Oh! My brother snipped his nose with scissors by accident. Bah! Oh no! Mine is lime with apples chopped up set into it. Do you use Granny Smith apples? But if it's on its own, raspberries. I think Jello has for itself that it doesn't have any weird bits in it. Like, if it's raspberry Jello, it's not gonna have all the seeds in it. Butterscotch pudding is actually quite good. My uncle had a pet piranha named Frank. He was teasing it with a hot dog, and it bit a chunk out of his hand. And when they got to the hospital, nobody believed that his fish bit him. Oh my gosh, that's awesome. That's hilarious. He was tossing string in the air and cutting it, tossing string in the air, cutting it, tossing string in the air, and got his nose. Oh, I'm sorry. I hope you guys are not offended that I'm laughing, but it's just so... I mean, I make mental images of these things in my head, and it's really funny. But yeah, I mean, it's not quite funny that people hurt themselves. Okay, so cats. Oh. Sorry, Otto. I'm trying to think of a kind of not similar in the sense of like speaking of injuries still, but like where it's like something where everybody can chime in with story elements. Like example, what is the weirdest desserts you've ever eaten? How's everyone's pet? Well, you can see what Scout is doing. I don't know if you can. Oh yeah, you can see her. It's kind of dark, but she's there. Hello. Hello, Minette. Oh, tu peux toujours. Salut, bébé. You got your hand back from belly rubs. Aww. Kit Kat's eye infection is mostly clearing up. That's good. Oh, that's so cute. Lotta says Ruby the gerbil has taken to standing on the highest point of their habitat and giving nose kisses to James. Aww. Yeah, well, that's why it's there. We made the lumpy elephant exactly for those situations, so that's... I'm glad. I'm glad it's working. Yeah, right, Scott has definitely... I think that was on her schedule. She was like, sleep on chair whole afternoon. Don't bother me. You've managed to give tummy rubs to Jet and Opal. Oh, wow. Scott looks like a muffin that was in the oven. She does, right? There's a few bit of flour that haven't been mixed in properly to fit with the parts of herself that she's scratched all the fur off. Susan says, just got the cat in again. Silly man sitting in the rain. You should hear him when I put him in the bath. Like I'm trying to kill him. But if he's outside in the rain, that's fine. He's just very, very emotional, your cat. Like, he was listening to Mad World, sitting in the rain. Oh, eek. Okuni says, the Marmalade Boys didn't want to come look at the screen this week. I think Benny killed the scorpion. He fussed over the left front paw a lot yesterday, and I found the little corpse. Is it dangerous for the cats to deal with the scorpions? Or rather, how dangerous it is? Nicole says, since I saw the raccoon, I haven't let Boba outside at all, and he's 100% mad at me. Whenever he sees me, I get the attitude meow. Yeah, he's mad now, but I'm pretty sure he would be quite bothered if he came face to face with a raccoon outside. Raccoons are not kidding. I suspect Scout's schedule is just said sleep all afternoon. Where was Opal? She usually sleeps on Mr. Ish, but I think it might be getting... Hey, Pico! You guys know what time it is. Salut! Qu'est-ce que tu fais? Ah ouais? Ici. Ici, pépette. Allô? Allô, raton? Allô, Pico? Qu'est-ce que tu fais? C'est ça. On va te faire un peu de place. Hey, bibite. I think there are different kinds. This was a wee wimpsy kind of scorpion. Great, because... Oh, t'es bien cute. Bonjour, Pico. Bonjour, petit chat. Tiens. Salut, Minette. Bonjour. Hello. T'es bien contente. Ah, ouais, hein. I want people to fuss over me too. Fuss, fuss, fuss. Hey, Pico. Ouais. Ouais. Pro. She's purring so loudly. Salut. Qu'est-ce que t'as entendu dehors? Hein? Yeah, maybe the Marmalade Boys were just waiting to see their Marmalade Girl. T'as-tu trouvé un cordon? Qu'est-ce que t'as trouvé, Pix? Oh. There you go. There you go. C'est bon? T'as dit bonjour à tout le monde? Veux-tu faire propos dans le micro? Non? Qu'est-ce que tu fais? Oh, j'ai un gros pipi. Head scratches are the best. Hein? Otto, you might even get a place where you can eventually get a senior cat. It's the whisker cam. Yes. I wish you would turn around so you could hear her purr a bit. Tu perds tout ton poil, Pex. She's hearing the pigeon outside. Mom, no art, just pet me. That's pretty much what's going on. I'm glad you guys like Pico. Oh, you can hear her. Awesome. Are you gonna flop around? Is this what's gonna happen? Are you gonna flop? I'm always glad when I see a celebrity being part of the cat crew. Like, cat people, cat people, cat people. Dude, there was even spit in that shake. Berk. Pico. Berk, berk, berk. Une grosse bubite. Peko sensed the use of the safe word and decided to step in. I think you're right, Sukabu. I think you're onto something. I do not trust people who don't like cats. I do the same. It's always upsetting. What a belle. I wish I could show you guys her face. She's making such a cute face. Oh, I'm so sorry, Lindsay. Oh, that sounds really difficult to deal with. It's never the easy part, isn't it? That's your spit. You spit everywhere. You're so happy. Not kitty love, no love at all. I know, right? I mean, it's kind of weird when people really hate animals in specific. Like, it's fine to have preferences, but I mean, to be like, ew, I really hate something. That's always weird. Except for ticks. Ticks are perfectly fine to hate. They bring nothing good to the equation, and they're ugly to boot. So it seems I have acquired a tiny loaf. Anybody wants a slice of this loaf? Kelly, si tu fais Peko, si tu fais mon raton. Gratte la tête, gratte la tête, gratte la tête au fond, si vous dites vous gratter cette tête. Hey Nancy, hi. You're just in time for Peko. Ah, she's shedding so bad, but they hate to be brushed. It's really difficult to brush these cats. There's one brush we have that's a bit better. Like, there's one brush they like the feel, and there is one brush that is absolutely efficient, but they hate it. So, what did ticks do to you? Oh, they made going out in the woods a nightmare. And they give people Lyme disease, and they kill all the wildlife by draining them of their blood. Ticks are evil. I freaking hate ticks. I want the whole loaf. You hear that? Mom, I'm busy. That's a close-up on her head. Exhibit A, an ear. Exhibit B, a kitty. Mom! Mom, stop. Mom. Try dry leave-in shampoo. To remove their fur? I don't want to wash them. I just want to brush them. Not me. Me, I'm fine. They are the problem. Really should be brushing them though, because they're really shitting right now. Yeah, it's usually like the two of us. One is distracting the cats while the other is brushing. That's how we can get some work done. Same for cutting off the, like trimming the claws. Aww. It's a bad shedding season. My cat likes finger raking. Fingers. Yeah. It's the thing. The Peko and Scout, they have really peculiar hair. They're the first cats I have that have hair like that, but it's really fine. And it comes in different lengths throughout their fur. Like, they have really short hair, medium length, and long hair. All at the same spot. So it's really difficult to... Most brushes, they just slide over the hair and they catch nothing. Oh, I'm sorry, I give you a shock, baby. Oh, okay, lab accident, be careful. For cat furs to help stop it getting matted. Well, they're not at the point where it mats yet, it's just that they shed a lot, and yeah, they're super sensitive. So either we use the Furminator and it kind of scratches at their skin too, but it takes away a lot of hair, or we use a brush that takes away less hair, but that they tolerate more. Oh, okay, so I'm just gonna break in the topic and let me know if it's a case of lumpy elephant for anyone in chat, but are you guys okay with cat bodily fluids? Like mostly cats throwing up. I have tried the grooming glove. I have tried human brushes, cat brushes of all kind. And yeah, it's just very difficult. One definitely has to distract them while the other tries to brush them because they really don't stand it. And I keep giving her shocks, but I'm like, where is this static electricity coming from? I don't think I've tried the microfiber one. What do you think, Bix? Is it the pigeon? Did you see the pigeon out there? Are you gonna dash? Yeah, we use the Furminator when we really want to work quickly on them, but it's gotta still be a case of one is distracting the cat while the other is brushing because they want to eat it. They want to eat the Furminator. Hey, Carolyn, hi! Okay, so I'm gonna start on the bodily kitty fluid, sorry, and let me know, guys, use lumpy elephant, by the way, if it's too much, but this one here, this lovely ginger kitty, is well known for being quite spontaneous when she needs to throw up, which is something that occurs quite frequently in cats because since they groom themselves, they end up having a lot of hairballs. And the hairballs are basically hair that doesn't go into the intestine, like it stays stuck in the stomach. So when the ball is big enough, they throw it up. It's really common stuff. But yeah, this one is really spontaneous. She will be just there, la 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 la, and eventually she'll be like, blah, and then she's like, whoa, what just happened? While the other one, Scout, has the whole setup. Like for minutes, she will be licking her lips, and then she will be on the floor, and she will look unwell, and eventually it's a whole production, and she eventually throws up. So when Scout is about to be sick, we can sort of control it. Like we can sort of deal with it. Because we can, I could even grab her and put her in a better place. So yeah, but this one, it's impossible. And she is known for throwing up and throwing up over all the stuff. Are you done? Bye, Pico. She's done. She's gonna go check the pigeons. So yeah, and the first time she did that was she was sick on the bed, and she managed to be sick on the spot that would touch all the blankets. So I had to wash everything, and I was like, thanks, cats. And she did it twice now, where she threw up on top of my my storage thingy for tea. Like it's in the windowsill, so she's just like there, and eventually she feels sick and she's like, blah, and it falls. And it's been the second time this week where I had to remove everything, wash a lot of packagings. Everything is packaged because I know that can happen, but she managed to get some like on the wall, on the shelves, on the packaging, and I was like, why? Why? So yeah, that was my stupid story. Yeah, of course she did. I try to do the thing where I put some paper towels like in front of Scott when she's about to be sick, but she sees that as like unacceptable, so she tries to back up and be sick anyway on the floor. But if it's on the floor, that's easy to wash. Like the floors here are really easy to wash. It's not that big a deal. But Pico, since she's more spontaneous, we've always find gifts in odd places where we're like, we need to put like this cushion, this cover, this blanket in the washing machine, and we have to wash this and clean out that and check all the shelves. And under, like one time they threw up on top of the an expedit shelves, if you know your IKEA. And we had to like lift the thing to clean up underneath because the liquid had, anyway. Like, no. It's the first time I have a cat that's really problematic about that. My older cat would usually just do it on the floor. And the worst that could happen is if you didn't notice and step in it, but yeah, I wish the cats would pick up on the fact that they could do it like in the bathroom. That would be great. Or in the litter box. Dude, that would be so easy to clean up. But no. Oh yeah, Pikosh has a really unique talent for making the most mess possible per throw up. And she's always super surprised after it. Like that's the only hilarious part is how surprised she look after being sick. She go bleh, and then she's like, "Whoa, what the? Hey, that's my food. What's it doing there?" And then she just like runs off, and I'm like. Another good thing that I'm grateful for is the fact that she's a cat, so I can swear at her for like 5 minutes, and I can be quite rude in words, and she will never pick up on it. So I'm thankful for that, because honestly, whenever she decides to be sick on top of a shelving unit or something, I don't feel like saying nice things. Ew. I'm glad you guys have similar stories. We haven't had a strong need for Laxatone yet. Perhaps as they get older, it's gonna be more required. I think we have a tube of it, of the tuna flavored one. And we've given them a few times. Or we give them pumpkin too occasionally. That seems to help too, but yeah. We really should be brushing them more, but they don't like it, so it's I mean, I'm used to having cats that didn't care about it. Like one of the cats we had before, whenever she would wake up with my dad, the first thing she would want to do is roll around on the carpet and be brushed. That was the routine. So it was much more manageable to care for her furball and everything. But these two, they're like super picky. Like you try to brush them and they just try to liquid away from the brush, and you're like, no, but I give me 5 minutes and it's gonna be done, and then you can go do your cat things. But yeah, you can't really reason with cats, so oh no. Amisha says my grandma's cats used to leave her gifts in 2 places, right in front of the door when we came in, and on my grandma's bed if she was mad at grandma. That's hilarious. Lindsay says, we had a rabbit that was mad at my grandpa and she would pee on anything that smelled like him. We haven't really tried treats with the cat yet. The only times we've tried treats for them, it usually makes them sick. So whenever we have to give them treats, we just give them more dried kibble. Or pumpkin, because pumpkin seems to be okay. Yeah, we try to have it be their idea, but they try to eat the brushes when we do that. Like when we just leave the brush next to their face and they can rub up on it, they will try to eat it. So usually one human is like scratching the face and the neck, while the other one is like brushing like mad, while the cat is distracted a bit, just to make the most of it and remove the most fur possible. Treats, we've tried some dry fish treats, but we have to be careful. If we give them too many, they will be sick on it. Whenever we try to give them like teeny tiny bits of like just cooked ham or a teeny tiny bit of cooked fish, we really cannot give them a lot before they get sick. So they are super sensitive to changes in their foods, except for Pumpkin. Oh, I'm so sorry, Nicole. That's so sad. Like, poor kitty. Kit Kat has been missing the litter box by inches lately. Aww. She can't see. Poor little girl. We used to give them the dried shrimp treats. They smell awful, but it was so appealing to them that they would open up their box and dig up the bag and eat through the bag and eat all the treats. Says the only time ours got sick from treats was when they found the 1 pound container of treats, ate literally 3/4 of it, and then projectile vomited everywhere. It was alarming. Yeah, I figured so. Oh, yikes. No. Oh no. The only time the cats here got into their food, they ate a bunch of it. They didn't get sick as far as I remember, but they slept so much. They spent the whole afternoon just knocked out, trying to digest the absurd amount of kibble that they had eaten. That was quite funny too. Oh my gosh, these are so bad. Well, this one is okay. This one is okay-ish. These are depressing me. Let's draw something else. Ew. Oh no. That's kind of terrible and funny all at once. Lindsay says ours doesn't eat the food she finds. She gets into the treat cupboard and dumps everything all over the floor, and our dog cleans it all up. I hope the dog doesn't get sick. Okay, what? Oh, hold on. Pico is gone, so I could bring back the camera to something more interesting. Need to find something to doodle. bit of pencil sharpening ASMR. Ukuni says, I had that cat and dog cooperating thing. My collie was strong enough to pull the drawer open, and then the cat would get up and Jimmy opened the treat bag, and they both ate the cat treats. That's hilarious. Ew, it's a kaboo. Oh no. Do people with dogs in the chat, do dogs eat absolutely everything? I've never had a dog, so I don't really know, but that's kind of the feel I get. Here, let's draw a cat head. That's always a good start. When Boba Fett was a kitten, he threw his catnip toy so he could eat the sachet of catnip that was inside. He didn't puke, surprisingly. Scout tends to eat all the catnip too, and so far it hasn't made her sick either. So maybe it's something that they can possibly digest. Hold on. I'll be right back. Hold on. Alright, I'm back. Here. Alright. Hold on. Okay, so dogs eating stuff. I call golden retrievers living vacuum cleaners for a reason. Oh no. I try to keep my dogs from eating people's food. Then they've gotten fussy about dog food. Oh. My son's dog was so good at getting into his treats that he eventually put them in locking army metal ammo box. Yes, our dog does. She doesn't tend to get sick though from eating it, thankfully. Many dogs do. Cat hairballs and cat... Yeah. Yep. Depends on the dogs. Lucas will eat anything. The other two are kind of picky about eating. Oh, that's interesting. Right, this is what came in just now. Book club. Let's take a look. I do a lot of looking online at different books and all of that, and I'm always curious to see what's included in the book, because I feel like a lot of the books are basically how to paint like me. Here's how to paint like this artist. And while there are a few things that you can glean and learn from mimicking them, sometimes I feel like it's much quicker to lose interest because it doesn't resonate with you. Like, this is someone else's way to do things. It's not my own way to do things. And while I was looking at the preview for this book online, here is what kind of sold it to me, is the fact that their color wheel has magenta in it. I often look at books, and quite often in the previews they have the color wheel that is a reference in the book, and it always has red. Red is there, it's just there, it's right next to it, but they often go from red to purple straight away, and I'm like, dude, you need this, you need this one. So we have the magenta, we have the cyan, and we have kind of a yellow in there, so I was like, finally. This is Color Harmony for Artists from Ana Victoria Calderon, and it's like a good reminder of a different way to deal with color palettes. Like, you have monochromatic, analogous, complementary. It's stuff that, I mean, you know, I know, we all know, but it's easy to forget, and sometimes just having access to this in this way, I felt was very inspiring. And like all the way the swatches are presented and the way the information is presented, I felt like that's something that I need to check through reading the book, but I felt like this one was a bit more about, here is a good reminder, or here is some knowledge that you can then use with your method of working. Like, I'm not telling you buy this big brush because that's how I paint, use this paper because that's how I paint, use this color because that's how I paint. It's more like, here, ideas and inspiration. And I was really interested to see this part of the book, because it seems like the author takes art pieces and does a really interesting study of them by doing charts, like well, you see it. I mean, I'm trying to explain it, but you can see it. Like, this is the original piece from Mondrian, probably. Is it? Should be. If it's not Mondrian, I don't know who it is. But anyway, so you have this, and then you try to match the colors and the mixes from the reference, and then you paint something using all of that. I don't know if I would recommend it yet, because I haven't looked into it a lot. But then again, the preview was interesting enough that I decided that it was worth the shelf space. And that's really my difficulty, is that I don't have a lot of shelf space, so I really have to be picky about books. And I felt like this one had something to it, in a way that was quite refreshing and inspiring, instead of just being like, this is how I paint a winter scene, which might be your jam, but it doesn't really resonate with me. And that's also why I got these. They were like a $1 or $2 each, but they are stickers of paintings. And since this sort of analysis work seems to be made from well, photos or artworks or whatnot, and my printer is crapo. I thought that I could just, well, in fact, I was so inspired that I did kind of a preliminary take on it. Like I tried it firsthand and I really enjoyed it. So I made, it's not completely finished because I have yet to do kind of a study or painting using the colors. But see, I put the sticker of the painting here, and then using my paints, I tried to match the colors. I mixed all these colors in the end to get this, which I felt was the palette of this painting. And it's really interesting to see just the colors without the painting, because it can be super inspiring to see like this and be like, oh, I want to paint something with these colors. So yeah, I'm super excited to try it more. I can recommend the picture. I do recommend the picture. So hold on, let me get back to it. But yeah, there's all sorts of inspiration and references, and I felt like it was helpful. See, this one is about Matryoshka dolls. So it doesn't have to be, I mean, you can leaf through a magazine and find a decor that you like and use that as reference to do the palette study, and then do the sort of like a fun painting based on that. I don't know how, perhaps it's not very legal to show everything in the book, but whoa, this section, oh, Scottish kilt. How cool is that? But the preview on Amazon never let me think that this section would be so like, oh my gosh, bunnies, be so extensive. Look at that. I'm still not done yet with all the swatches. There's like a bunch of them. Whoa, is it all there is in the book? Dude, there's so many. What? Still not done. Ah, that's great. Yeah, so basically the whole book is this kind of super inspiring work. So here you have a template for one of the paintings, and yeah, that's basically the whole book. So that's pretty cool. And as far as I can see, there is not like, well, there is a page about which paints. Oops, sorry, I keep bumping into the mic, but yeah, it seems really more like content that you can assimilate very quickly and keep in mind when you do your thing afterwards. And there's not the section, a super extensive section that's like, here is my main palette, and it's all a brand that you've never heard of. And you're like, where is it? No, it's not too expensive, and it's a really cool book. Yeah, that's kind of what I want to do. I want to read it because I think it's super interesting to see the like the person's thought as she did these exercise. But ultimately, I think you can just leaf through it without reading anything, and it's still super inspiring to have like the painting and the colors, and like seeing these colors separate from the painting. It can really be like, oh, I really want to paint with something that is very green blue against orangey brown, you know. And yeah, you can definitely customize this to be your favorite artist, or yeah, this one is from William Morris. But I like that the person, well, Anna Victoria, when she did the study, she didn't try to replicate it exactly, because this is super intricate and it can get overwhelming super fast. But there are certain elements that I guess called to her more, and she featured them in her study. So yeah, super glad to see this. It's not too big too, so perhaps I won't be Mr. E won't be too mad at me. And she had other books like that were more about beginner paintings and how to use mixed media and that kind of stuff, and I was like, this is kind of less my jam, but this one is actually quite interesting. And I got Cats in Art because Japanese prints and Monet. So basically I can stick one of these down and try to paint matching swatches and have kind of this exercise to, it's kind of like to practice your eyes to sing palettes and a thing. So sometimes you feel like a book and a painting is like has all the colors, but then you get to matching them and you're like, oh, well, it doesn't have any bright yellow. Yeah, she's Ana Victoria Calderon. I think she has classes on Skillshare. And you can use like postcards, you can cut, if you have art magazines, you can print them on your printer. It's just that my printer is not good, and like these booklets were $1 or $2, so I was like, it's a fair trade-off, you know, it's a good quality print and quite nice. Please show us the kitties. Okay. Let's do a tour of this little one too. So we have one by Hiroshige. This is a painter named Phillips. This very classic Tournée du Chat Noir from Steinlen. One from Renoir. The kitty is adorable in that one. I don't know if you can see, but it's such a cute face. So yeah, just gonna ramble a bit more, but like when we see something like this, I think it's really easy to start thinking about the scene and be like, oh, her skin is pink and she was wearing a white dress and this is like a gray bench, but it's not the actual colors on the painting, it's just the contextual colors that we can sort of figure out. But to do studies where you try to replicate the exact color from a thing, that's interesting. Another one from Renoir, another one from Steinlen, Penfield, Camoin, Girl with a Cat. There's a lot of girls with cats in this. Rousseau, Portrait of Pierre Loti, Perronneau, A Girl with a Kitten, another Steinlen, Berigny, Cat and Still Life. This one is quite cool. It's a good stepping point too. Like I had never heard of this Berigny artist before, so now I can Google it and see what else is there. Martineau, Girl with a Cat, Courier and Ives. Anyway, The Favorite Cat. A Manet, Woman with a Cat. Ooh, big surprise. And Cat and Kittens by Artist Unknown. So that's the tour of it. Oh no, Mikey. Pain is pain is pain is pain. If you remember specific books, you can maybe, if you think about it and if you feel like it, you can always put up a list in the Discord, and I guess through all of us and all of our ways of going through used books, perhaps someone might stumble upon one and could possibly get it back to you or something like that. It's really difficult with art books. So yeah, great book. I'm super excited to get into this, and just, you know, sometimes you don't really know what to paint, and just I feel like just leafing through this might provide enough of a spark of interest into a color scheme to get me started. Sorry for shilling, but has everyone remembered to like the stream? Aww. Nicole says Adobe Color has artwork with the Pantone color swatches underneath, which is helpful for me when I'm designing packaging. Yeah! I remember the Pantone color wheel thingy that costs like $200. And I was always like impressed by it. I see why it's that price, because every single swatch on there is a different ink. But I was always like in awe of the thing. They're like a couple $100 each book. They went with the Art Through the Age series. Well, still, I mean, there's always used books, and sometimes, like, I know I have a used bookstore nearby where their focus is they take donations and they sell the books, and they don't try to make a huge cut out of it. Like, I've bought really awesome books for like $4. I think it's usually around $3.75 for any kind of book in there. So you never know. You really never know. And I found some really nice Norman Rockwell books in there for like $4. I was like, what the what? So yeah, but I mean, it's always a possibility. Or, you know, yard sale, someone is selling books and they just want to get rid of them. Successions. Like, used books online are often pricey because people research them and they're like, oh, this book is out of print and it's selling for $200. Well, I'm gonna sell mine for $200 too. But sometimes you find places where the focus is not on making the most money out of something. So that can be great too. Yeah, we should definitely keep an eye out for them. Definitely. I think I'm gonna write it down because it's definitely my buff. It's my standard to forget about this stuff. Hold on, where was it? They went with the Art Through the Ages series. Art Through the Ages series. Nice. They have it online now, the Pantone booklet. It is inspiring to search by Triad Monzon. Yeah, I love the Pantone booklet. It was super interesting to have the physical thing too, but when I studied graphic design, we had, like, they would buy one year and it would be the reference for a great few years for all the students, because it's kind of too expensive to buy again, and you have coated, uncoated, and there's like a few differences, so you end up having to spend for like $500 for a bunch of swatches, which is insane. But if that's your job, you kind of need it, because you need to be able to select specific Pantone colors, and since they are printed, you get exactly the color that you'll get. Well, if you look at it on the screen and the screen is not perfectly calibrated, it's going to be hard. There are the Pantone postcards too. Oh, great. Are those super expensive too, or are they a bit more affordable? Art Through the Ages books by Gardner. By Gardner. Okay, I'll write that down too. And I mean, we're doing this now for Mikey, but maybe there should be kind of a Discord channel that has a reference for, like, say you just are looking for a book on something specific, you can just drop a note in there, and with the bunch of us, it's either someone might spot it somewhere or someone might have it and be getting rid of it, so that way we can sort of match people with books. I'm all for used and old books. I try to get used books whenever I can. This one is not used, it's new, but it was the only way it was available, so... The Pantone postcard box of 100 postcards is 15 euros on Amazon. Oh, that's... Well, assuming it's printed with the Pantone inks, that's really good. If it's printed in SMIC, it's still useful. Because you see the result, but it's... That was the most depressing thing. Like, you were trying to select a good orange to make something, and you look at the Pantone orange and they're all pretty nice. And then you look at the swatch of them printed in SMIC and you're like... Oh no, it's so dull and gray now. Hey, thanks for the link, Otto, about the Pantone postcard box. Don't know how it's printed. Well, it's still a good reference, and they're kind of cool looking. I love the mugs they make with the with the Pantone swatches. You know, you have a white mug and it has like a big swath of color and it says Pantone and the name and number or whatever on it. The Pantone booklet for solid coated uncoated is $120. The SMIC coated uncoated I think is more expensive. So that's USD, so in Canadian dollars that's like $200, around that. Our dollar is really plummeting. It's so sad. It's like it's depressing. Buy local, people. Oh, okay. Well, it's been almost 3 hours. I think we had a bit of really derp-tastic drawings, like silly, unsuccessful things, but that were kind of funny, and yeah, I tried. That's basically my main thought for today. And then a quick tour of this book, which is quite interesting and quite nice. Yeah, good stuff. So I hope you guys will have a great weekend. And I hope things go well. I don't know if your country is going through deconfinement soon, now, or whatever, but hopefully things will go well. Be careful. Stay sane. And thank you so much for being here. As usual, if you are not familiar with the Discord server, that's like a chatting server where you can hang out with us during the week. It's basically like the live streams, but without the live part, and during the whole week instead. But yeah, so there's that, and the link is in the description. It's really easy to set up, it's free, and feel free to join. And I will say about making that channel for like book search or something, book hunt. Yeah, all the links are in the description for if you were looking for my Instagram, Twitter, I think. Well, it's always evbolt anyway, and Ko-fi, Patreon, it's all in there. And thank you so much, guys, for being here. Special thanks to Otto and Lise for being awesome moderators, and big thanks to everyone for being awesome human beings. It's always a fun time, and I'm always super eager to get to the live stream and have a really fun time with you guys. So I hope you have a great week. That would be fun, right? 2020, right? And yeah, stay safe, stay sane, and we will see each other next weekend. Bye. You want to say bye? No, you just want to sleep. You're a big sleepy baby.